everyone. Good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you're in the world. Welcome to another learning community by UrBizEdge, Power BI learning community by UrBizEdge. So for today's section, we'll be having designing report with Power BI, tricks and tips, which will be taken by Federico Pastor. So this section was brought together by Enterprise DNA and UrBizEdge, which is a collaboration partnership. So I'll give a brief description about Enterprise DNA. Enterprise DNA, the mainly goal is to empower the most valuable Power BI user to expand their analytics thinking and insight generating possibilities. So about us, which we are the co-sponsors of this section, UrBizEdge. UrBizEdge is a registered Microsoft Excel consulting, financial modeling, business intelligence, data analysis, and enterprise solution firm in Nigeria. We specialize in helping company and high-value professionals be on top of their business data. So we are also a training company, and this is the calendar of our upcoming trainings for the month of February. So from the 24th to 26th of February, we have business intelligence and dashboards using Microsoft Power BI. On the 25th to 26th, we have big data analysis, Power Query, Power Pivot, and VBA, that's Visual Basic Application in Excel. On the 1st to 2nd of March, we have Python for data analysis. So I'll give a brief description about our special guest, Pastor Federico. So Federico is someone who embodies dedication to lifelong learning, adaptability, and innovation. Over the course of 2020, a tremendous year for many people, Federico quickly adapted to changes and doubled down in himself by learning new skills. Federico is someone that not only just learns new skills, he also actively shares his learning experience with larger data community. He's one of the most vocal contributors to Maven Analytics, that's Maven Data Community, constantly encouraging others by sharing their work and also sharing his own work. He also has a military background in the Spanish Special Force for over 7 years, and also read European Study and Sociology at London Metropolitan University. So with no further ado, I'll hand over the session to Pastor Federico. That's Federico Pastor. So Federico, over to you. So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay, gonna put my. Can you see my screen now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Try again.
Yeah, don't worry, I got it there. What about now?
It's coming. Perfect, it's up now.
Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you for inviting me another year to your community. Thank you those attending today. Today is my birthday. I'm 55 today. It has been a great day. I have a bar of happy birthday in my LinkedIn chat this morning, about 200 and 200 replies that I had to provide. It was wonderful to be part of this great community of data analysis and business intelligence. My talk today is about report tips and tricks. The tips are me telling you how I use or what I use or how I use the different technique that I learned through my journey in Power BI to prepare my report. I cannot show you how to do my report because that is me, it's my head, it's my process. What I can share with you is technique and methodology to ensure that you create your own processes. The artist, the report developer is you, not me. You can take away some of my technique and use it. And similarly, you can go around and you learn any technique, and that technique is good for you, adapt it. But at the end of the day, it's your process. It's a process that has to be good for you. Not because I am telling you, not because I use it, but because it's good for you. That is very important. I receive many requests, Federico, I would like to design like you. You cannot design like me. You are not in my head when I'm doing my processes. So it's very difficult for me to decide like any other report developer. What I can do is to learn his technique and apply it to my own process. I want to make sure you understand that it's not about me, it's about your processes. Creating a step-by-step processes that is good for you, that follow best practices, and that will finally end in a good report. There is nothing about your report that is not dependent on this, your model. From the extraction to the transformation, to the data modeling, to the organization in your report. That's the first tip of the day. If you treat the data well, the data will treat you well back. If you are lazy and we don't look after the data, we don't do the proper transformation, we don't create the proper relationship, the report will not reply back to you. Remember, this process of processes to an extent may the developer that you're going to be in the future. Okay, so if I bring the data up and just go straight to load it and start throwing charts in the canvas, you will not get 100% benefit from the data. You need to spend your time how to extract the data, understand the data, transform the data, shape it, and enhance it. If you can, then load it to Power BI. Make all the preparation here in the data model. Make sure the calendar date is set up as a calendar date. Make sure your measures and your organization in the report is properly done. Without this work, your report will not be as good as it can be. Remember that's my first tip. The most time you spend here, the better your report will be. And I remember when I started in 2020 Power BI, that I just load the data and start throwing charts and putting colors and everything. And from that moment to today, I can see how much I benefited from having my own process. And my own process tells me that I like to have my fact table on the top. And to do that, I got this little ion there. So it comes to the top, but that is my process. That's how I like to do, how I like to check my tables in my field. Okay, so please make sure you spend your time in your transformation and loading in your data model and in the preparation of your tables and your measures. We are talking today about report development, and more than report development, we are talking about tips and tricks. I don't know why suddenly this came down. You see? I don't know how that happened. Well, I got down. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I don't know why that happened. That is live. Okay. Sorry about this.
No problem, no problem.
I don't know why everything has gone pear-shaped. It's Power BI has its own mind. Sometimes he decides to do whatever he wants to. And we're talking about design, color palette, chart, KPI. We are not talking about the creation of the measure and putting the visualization in the report. We're talking about how we make the report look good. Okay? For that, you need to know the inside out. When I say the inside out, it's the inside out of this area of Power BI, the format page. Okay, you need to spend a few hours in there checking where everything is. What change the title? How can I increase the font? What, how color is changing? Okay, and there is a number of places where you go and check all these matter. As you can see on my right-hand side, okay, I always have my selection and my bookmark open. They don't close. They only close when I finish my report, because I'm going to be all the time using them. By naming everything properly, so I know where everything stands, to making sure my bookmarks are updated if they have to be. So these 2 pages are very important. We don't normally open them. We open them when they need it. With me, they're open all the time, okay? Because I know I'm going to have to refer to them very, very often. The format pane, you need to go what everything there means and what it does and how it affects things. The object, sorry, let's go. Insert. You need to know what you can get from there. You need to know what is in the bookmark and buttons page. It's important that you spend your time learning how everything behind the format page works. If you want to do good looking report, this is your friend. Okay? Your friend is not, sorry, the visualization, that is not your friend. You are going to get one of these and you are going to make it look super cute. And to do that, make it look super cute, you have to use all this. So become comfortable, okay, working in the format page. There's a tip too. Sometimes the canvas become too crowded, and you try to work in there. You have 3 filters, 4 charts, a couple of KPIs, whatever you have in there, and you need to work in very tight space. The best technique for that is hide things. And now I can work. I can fix that. So if you have a very crowded canvas, come to the selection pane and hide what you can. How many times, guys, we try to do everything by hand, one by one? Let's see if we can align that properly in one go, yes? Because they are all of the same category, they are a car, you can change the font, change the size, change everything at the same time. Okay, now they all have the same size, still small for my like. Okay, now we can go here, we say, no, I want all to be Arial black. All to be 20. I got the category label to be Arial and 12. As you can see now, all they have the same font, the same size for the category label, the same size for the frame. You can get them again. Come to the format pane, align to the top, and distribute horizontally, all in one go. Okay, we don't need to do one by one anymore. Oh, that go here, and that go here, and that go there. No, pick it up, all of them in a go, format, align to the top, and distribute horizontally. All white, And now we have all the car properly distributed and with the same form and the same category level. Okay, I go one by one, doesn't work anymore. The following the line, can you see the red line? Doesn't go anymore. What is the height of this? 150. 150. And you have it there. So nowadays, I spending more time aligning things by using the positioning, horizontal and vertical, than trying to fit by the red line. Okay, remember, because they are the same category. You have problems on tie last on close things out, and then you can do it better. Okay, you can alter the font, the size, all in one go. You don't need to do any more one by one. You can pick a one, put it properly, lots of them up together, and do all the changes in one. Control G and see you later, alligator. The same for chart. Control Shift G and E and group. Again, because they are column chart, you can do the same. You go check on this one. It's 299675. You have the same chart, and then you can here, don't forget this little brush, click in there, and everything is equally exact. Like the chart on the left. They are quick technique to make your job easier. You don't need to go one by one. Otherwise, you need to go to the format page and start changing attribute individually. You can do it in one go, as they are the same category. Now we have two categories in here. Yes, we have pie and donut chart. There's a donut, a pie chart, there's a donut chart. If we want to amend everything in a go, we have to convert this to pie chart too. Now we can click this one and say, okay, give me color. Give me color, don't worry, we'll sort this out in a second. And give me color. Okay, so far we have the same color paletting of the chart. Now we want to have all the same size. Let's check the size. $340 for 40. We'll add something up. Now we get them again. We align them to the top. And we distribute horizontally. Remember this one and this one, I want them to be donut shared. So now I can click them on them. So now you have the same color palette, the same size, align and distribute properly in a few movements. If they are the same characteristic, we're talking about pie chart and all of them are pie chart, you can change the attributes in the chart all at once. You don't need to go one by one. Go to the slices, change the color. You can just use, what is that called? The format painter. Okay, and copy the attribute to the other chart. Is everybody listening? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we're definitely with you. Yeah, we're with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you
now
can
that
see
I
some
go,
people are giving emoji. You check the
now that we have
emojis.
this in here, guys, you don't follow me up, let me know, because I normally tend to speak very, very fast. Where's the other one? There you go, guys. Now we have everything on the right place. Okay, and everything now look organized, properly distributed, and with the same color palette. Let's talk about the color palette for a second. It's very important. Go to view and customize current theme. The only thing I use or I change in a color palette is these 5 colors. The top one, I don't need the 8 colors. Power BI is going to give you this color first, second color this one, third color this one, up to the 8. So if you have a pie chart with 8 slices, it will give you this color first, this color second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But I don't need 8 color or colors are normally used for grouping. When you have more than one slide or more than one group, then you use the 8 color. The most important color in the color palette is your background. So it doesn't matter how much work you're doing here if your background has not been defined, because everything is going to work on your background color. If I change the background to red, it will not work. That palette, it doesn't matter how cute it is, it won't work. So the first step for you to design is my background. What is the color of my background? And when you have decided that, introduce it there, then you can go to your color palette and decide what color are best fit for your background. So your primary color is the background. That is the predominant color. That is the color that is showing in the report. That is the big color. And you are going to work your color palette based on this color. It's not the other way around. It doesn't matter if you bring a super nice, cute JSON file. If your background doesn't fit or doesn't match your color palette, it won't work. So when you are designing or you are thinking about color palette, your head has to go, okay, what is my background? And based on my background, what color are actually good for it? Okay? When I apply my 5 color on my background, my 5 colors, I go to text and change general to the size I want to and to the color I want to. The title is Arial Black. Normally, if I do another visual key with Arial Black, the size of for the KPIs, you don't need to do this because you will not see it operate for. I think the tag header actually do the Yes, that is for the key influencer text, actually. So I don't bother about the top header too much. Another thing that I normally do, and I will show you in a minute, tooltips. Okay, I add that. Sorry, my tooltips to fit the color palette in my report. You look at my tooltip. Okay, it fits the model. But remember, don't go too crazy about initially about the color palette because it's gonna change. You are gonna change it 20 times before you decide what color to go. So the idea that, oh, I like that color palette and that good, when you bring it to Power BI, it might give you some surprises and you need to be ready to change it. When I adapted these 5 colors, any other variation of colors, normally I do it there. Okay, so I introduce my background color. Again, my 5 colors that I might change during the process. And with that color palette created, any other changes will be here. And if there is no a color that you don't like it, and I use PowerToy, I don't know if you know this one, that can go to my other screen, it can go anywhere, pick a color, and I will put it on my thing. Okay, so remember, 1, if the object of the visuals are of the same kind, you can change font size and category level and color in one go. You don't need to go one by one. There is no need anymore to bring the object to the line. Check the vertical and horizontal place for the chart and use it. If these too overcrowded, remember, hide them. Okay? Just leave what you need to work with. And when you have it in place, you can bring the other stuff. Okay, the idea with KPIs, let me give you a little bit of something that you know, but I'm going to repeat. Anyway, KPIs are designed at company level. It's not what we show here for this report. They are not KPIs. They are OKR, objective key result. They are set at team level. When we're talking about KPIs, what the CEO with his CFO set up for the company, and these are the KPIs that are being followed up or checked up by them to see the status of the going of the company. Normally, when you see in report what we call KPI, we are referring more often to OKR, objective key result, that they are set up at team level or individual level. The marketing team had to make so many marketing campaigns, and you are measuring that in this what we call a KPI that is not a KPI. Okay, and then metrics. Metrics, that is a metric. Okay, that is a metric. A metric without context, without a label, is just a number. If I put there 300,000, 300,000 of what? Money, quantity, wine, horses. So the metric is as important as the label it has in it. So remember to label properly always your visualization. Okay. This is a visual card, as you can see. I will show you the trick in a minute, but what I try to do in my KPI is to put everything in the enclosure of the visual card. Everything is within the enclosure. I don't try to bring and put it next to it. I want to make this big enough for these two to fit in. Well, three, because that is an eye control. Okay, and now it's up to your imagination. You can make it longer. Do you know anyone? Do you know what kind of visual is this? A single visual card or a multi-row card? What is it? It's a multi-row card. Okay, now we are going to have a little go about it. But remember, if you make it longer, you increase the size, you take off the card and I will show you the trick in a second, then you can put another chart in there. And then you can put a little arrow there. And then you can put two measures inside, all within the confinement of the KPI card, of the visualization card, the single card, or the multi-row card. Then you can group it. It's easier for you to move around. And then it's open to your imagination, guys. You can bring this here. You can bring another there, a little line separating the chart. A nice text box for the title. Think about what you want to bring. Make sure it happens in the enclosure of your KPI. Okay? And you can build some very beautiful KPIs without the need of any custom visuals. They are all native visualization in Power BI. Another thing that is very important, guys, is to remember that a KPI is giving you information of a particular value. You might not want that value to change by the filtering of the report, okay? It is important that you play with this one very often. So if I am analyzing here by year, I don't want this to be affected by my filter. Why? Because if I do that, it will count only one single line. I'm not interested in only seeing a column, okay? So I will make sure that this one doesn't affect this one. Okay, you have to remember that if you want something to be affected by, you let it normal. But if you don't want that to be affected, okay, you have to actually use the interaction, edit the interaction to make sure it doesn't get affected. But guys, they are all multi-row single card with values and chart in it. There is no mystery, there is no secret. I'm going to show you the measures behind it, that they are quite simple, okay? But it's, again, all about balancing the color, pinpointing what you want to show, and providing a proper title about it. That, again, is one line chart in there with an average in yellow that it makes it quite prominent. It's like, look, the average, we are calling, okay, our people to look at that. It's another chart here, and that again is a multi-row card. Can you see the number below here? And that at the top there, and that in the middle, that is the trick we are going to see today. Okay? Anyone have an idea how it's done?
So if you have an idea, you can put it in the chat box how it's been done.
Yeah, and you tell it because I cannot see anything. Okay, this is let me see what chart is that. That is a single visualization card, and you can see, but you can see, you know, that when you put or use one of those, the number is centered. It's in the center of the card. Yes? So how do we push it up? Anyone? if I can find it now. How do I
Okay,
push
they
it up?
said alignments from format.
No,
you
it
can select alignments. So from the chat, I'm reading what is being written in the chat box.
Yes, it's in there. Now that's the side. No, I can't. I have everything. Oh, here it is. Sorry. It is here, guys. Can you see that I'm using a formula? I'm measuring here in the color and the font of the category level. Let's see what happens when I decrease the font. Can you see that moving down? Yes?
Yes, it's moving. We can see it. Yes.
How that happened and why it happened. Basically, what we are doing, okay, is introducing a transparent measure. The category label is there. You cannot see it because it's transparent. And by increasing the size, the font size, it push up the value. Okay, that's the trick. We create a transparent color measure. You know how difficult is that, guy, to do? I'm going to show you how difficult it is. That is my transparent measure. So that's the color, that's white, and the two zeros on the right make it transparent. Okay? That's it. Try it. Get any color head code, put two zeros to it, and it will come transparent. Okay? Then, let me take it off. Can you see now the category label?
Yes.
Super big because it's 60. So that is the normal state. If I go to the formula bar and I say by field value, and I look for the measure, now it's gone. Okay, it's still there, but we cannot see it. By increasing the font, we can bring the value up and down. Okay? So that's the trick. The trick is I want to put things there. I need to push this number up, and I achieve this by using the category label and a formula. Okay, so now it's on the top. That perhaps too much, but leave it there. Now I can come here and say, okay, I'm going to put this one there, this one there. I'm going to put that little arrow there, and I'm going to put a little icon there to know they are sterling. Okay? And you can put that somewhere in there properly. You make it smaller and you have a proper KPI. Okay? The first step is to make your car as big as you want to accommodate whatever you want to put in there. Now I'm going to put this one in here. Okay? And I'm going to put these two in here because I want to. And I'm going to put a little thing in there. And because I don't want to leave this guy alone, I'm going to put it there. Now you have a different KPI. You will play. You move this and adapt it to a right fit, and you say, yes, I like it there. Okay, and now you have your new KPI. But remember, everything started with a single car. Everything started with a single value car. This one use the same technique with the difference. In this occasion, it's a multi-row car. I think that happened the title this time. Yes, this time we're using the title, okay, to bring down or up Can you see the title there in black? Let me put in white so you can see it better. Can you see there? There's the title. And by increasing the size, I'm pushing down. Pushing us to there. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to hide it. Okay, now I can bring this bad boy here. I can put these two in there. And that one in here. And because I think they are too close and I want to create some separation, I can put a little line in there to separate them. Okay? The technique in manipulating the main value using a transparent measure, okay, and push it up or down the main value. It's very simple to do, very easy to achieve, and it produces great result. Another important thing is that by bringing in all elements into the enclosure of the multi-row car, we produce this principle of grouping. Everybody looking at that, they know that all of these belong to that group, that they are related. It's one of the principles of data visualization, enclosure and grouping. We know that people or whatever we have put in that enclosure belong to the same group. You can use a different technique by putting ISM chart to the KPI, but it's not the same. It doesn't produce the same result. This one is a big car. Again, the same technique. Now you can put that in there. Don't forget to use that. That should be put properly there. Sorry. Okay, there you go, your new KPI. Main 2 seconds. Okay, let's check the measures that we use for that. So I don't normally, I incorporate that in another measure, but the icon is Unichart character 9650. Go to vertex 42, and there are an excellent collection of Unichart that you can call in a measure to help you with your dynamic titles, dynamic welcome, dynamic text. You can actually use it. Think about you have the time, the measure today, or the time now, and you use an if statement, and you can tell the measure, well, if 5 o'clock, I want to see the sun Unichart. If after 5 o'clock, give me the moon or the star Unichart. And depending on the time of the system, it will show you the sun because it's day, or the star because it's nighttime. Okay? Vertex 42. That is the icon down. icon up. I go spacing here. That my icon down. Okay, now we need to measure something, trigger this to be shown up or down. Okay, so that's the measure. It looks complicated, guys. It's just because when we start growing Power BI, we make it look complicated. It's just an if statement. Yeah, it's telling you basically if my sales are equal or greater than my sales last year, icon up. If not, icon down. Okay, so don't get put away by that. It's a very simple formula. Forget all that. That can be all put in there. But for ease of reading and because big Power BI people tell us to do so, we will start using bars and everything. Okay, but that's the formula that actually made the icon to go up or down. Okay, let me see if I can squeeze. Time, we are okay. Yeah. Oh, I had a little thing here. Do I go any filter somewhere? Yeah. Okay, better. So that will go up and down depending on the formula. I will. Can you see the? Okay, let me do that. Look at this one here. Depending of what is going on in the system, it will change color, the same the form. Okay, and that is based not on this one, in this one. Now we have a second measure, so we have one measure that will show the icon up or the icon down based on that measure. And we need another measure, okay, to change the color of the icon. And that is this one. If total sales is equal or greater than the total sales last year, I want the color lime green. Guys, do you know you can call the color by the name? Color has name. You can put lime green, orange, blue, sky blue, crimson. Okay, if that is easier for you, then put a head code in there. Okay, you can do it too. I find that very, very easy to do. Lime green, orange, sky blue, crimson. That's for red. Okay. So we come to the icon. That is a single visual card, and we use a measure. That's for the color. We are using the conditional formatting for the color. Okay, in the same way we did with the transparency measure. We are changing the color. We are telling, hey, if the value is equal or greater than the last year's sales, arrow up. Sorry, up and green. And if it is not, I want the arrow down and with color. So we're using two measures to be placed in two different places to produce two different reports, icon up, icon down. Okay, we're going to have some questions at the end of the presentation. That's how a table or matrix look when you bring it up to Power BI. That's how beautiful you can make them look. Okay, guys, again, colors is up to the eye of the beholder. You might like my color palette, you might not like it. That is not the point. Okay, you need to look for your color palette and the like of your audience. But as you can see, every single column has the same size, equally here. I have brought the total, the grand total, I brought it up. There's another little trick. Normally total comes at the bottom, but you have a long table, you get tired looking up and down. So you can bringing it up to the top, okay, total at the top. I'm going to show you the measure for that. This is quite complicated. So if you want to use it, use it. No, don't use it. Let me see if I find it. Now it has to be here. It's not there. Where it is? It was in product. Was it? One of they have here it is. Where it is? Location. So the measure for that is a calculated column called total at the top, grand total. That's the trick, guys, to bring your grand total to the top. Okay. Again, very simple. The formula have no complication. You can call it whatever you want to. Total at the top, grand total, totals. And it's a calculated column that it is then placed at the top of the matrix. Okay. There is a couple of no row here. You need to activate this and disable this. It's a couple of things you have to go to make it work, but they are not complicated at all. But from this to this, or to this. Now, we can, the same size or width of the column is done by a measure called width. If I can find it, it should be here. Yes, it's that one. Basically, it repeats 20 times the number 8. Then we put it in the matrix before that everything is put in there. We use the auto. That is off, so it will not resize anymore. And then we can introduce the other measures and the size will keep the same width. Okay, so the difficult part is not even difficult. I think it's very, very simple. Okay, now we are in the buttons and bookmark. It's my birthday today, as I told you. So there you go, what you can do with a button. Happy birthday. You got little cake and champagne and I don't know what is that called. Okay, but there it is a button, guys. Default state, hover state. Oh my God, it's 55 now. I feel like 20. I'm not 55, believe me. I feel like 20. 55, no. Okay, that's quite cool. It's like it's nothing there, but when you hover on the number, you have whatever you want to put in there. Okay, that is a single visual card, the total save, but you go there, you can also read the profit. Okay, and the margin. And again, it's a button, guys. Yeah, that is the card and that is the button. You just put it on top. The default state is nothing, and when you hover it, you bring the result. Again, look at this. You got the cycle there with a number, and then you enclose the button, default, nothing, when hover the value. Okay, people are not using actually that property properly. You have a default value and you have a hover value. That's the one I use. And if you play with them, you can achieve this kind of, oh, look, it's nothing there, and there it is. Or provide a second value. Okay? There are navigation buttons. Again, some variation. And then you have what we call bookmark in and out. One to show, one to go. One to show, one to go. Navigation button, you only need one action, the action to go to another page. Okay. For this one, you need two buttons, one in, that is table view, and one to get out it. Normally, you will have a little cross in there to close it, okay? Or you can have another one. And when you start messing around, just come here and a filter. This one, together with this one, are one action buttons. This one needs bookmark. Sorry, everything needs a bookmark, but there are two. One to get in, one to get out. In and out. Okay, and there is a little button there, guys, because we are finishing. The nobody see. Okay. And the page is hidden. You cannot see there. Now it's there. Power BI service will not show. Okay. I changed it actually. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Any questions?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome section, Federico. So, okay, from the chat box, Miriam said she would love to have the file of the training. Is it possible?
Say it again.
Miriam said that she would love to have the file for this training. Is it possible?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you this one. The other one I send you have a different this. It's a little bit naughty.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, it basically say it was in the supposition that you are upset with your manager and you are leaving the company. It say, I love my manager in a button, but when you hover, it say not really. It's a pain in the ass, but nothing major. Okay, I change it for this one, but you can say that one is nothing actually bad. You can send this one or you can have this one. Okay. And you guys, if you have any question, I'm talking to the audience, people watching. If you have any question and you want to know a bit more how I did it, please send me a DM message and I try to explain better. To put everything in an hour, trying to explain measures and everything, and with my funny Spanish accent, is a bit complicated sometimes.
Okay, awesome. So, okay, someone also asked that can it get the practice file, like in terms of the database?
Or this, oh yes, I send the it's an Excel file, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I send it to you so you can hook it up. Yeah, it's an Excel file. I think it's, yes, there's no problem. I send it to you. How can I get out here?
Awesome. So from just click on your you are the mode relationship. So go up to your report side.
I'm now here, no? I can see the chat now.
Your left hand side.
We want the recording. Okay, I can see now. Guys, I normally send my file to I send it to Temidayo and Ifiani. They can send it to you. I will send the file behind the Power BI, but I'm gonna show you a little trick. Do you know DAX Studio? No, bring it up, put it there, because with DAX Studio you can actually bring down the in a CSV file all the all the tables in the report and then hook it out yourself. But I will send it to Temidayo, no problem at all.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome session. So we've been having a lot of praises in the chat box. They said awesome section, awesome section, awesome section, awesome section. So awesome. And I want to say, everybody, today is Federico's birthday. So let's wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Oh, yes.
Federico.
Thank you. And I'm not 55, that's a lie. Thank you, guys.
Awesome,
I hope you like
awesome,
it.
Awesome.
Please, the guy watching the session, if you get distracted or you didn't fully get me or understand me, please send me a message to my LinkedIn profile and I'm happy to go back to you with no problem at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've dropped Federico's LinkedIn on the chat box. You can add it, you can connect with him on LinkedIn. You can message him on LinkedIn. So I'm seeing a lot of happy birthday, Federico, happy birthday, Federico, happy birthday, Federico.
Thank you, and thank you very much, everybody. I'm going now to have some champagne and cake.
So this is going. Well, we'll be closing this section now. So thank you, everyone, and have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.